The very first thing I wanted to show you when to make your life easier is many of us um, have had the misfortune or whatever you want to call it of having to wear glasses. So one of the things that Sage introduced a couple years ago was if you're on the main menu, you click on View, and you'll see right here Application Scaling. You can click on this and make your fonts larger. Okay. And here you do see large and extra large. This is largely governed by the resolution that you're running on your screen. So I'm running a higher resolution, so my large and extra large is not available to me. Some of you that might be running lower resolutions will see everything all the way up to extra large. All you have to do is just click on it, and you saw how the size of the font changes, and the size of the fonts in your windows will change also. Okay. When they introduced that, I found that to be a lot of help because, I had to start wearing glasses. And the more computer work I do, the more I was forced into wearing glasses. Okay. The next tidbit I wanted to show you is moving around in Sage and modifying your data entry window. So whenever you've done work in a general journal entry or sales order, an invoice, a purchase order, I don't have any in there. So I'm just going to do JE and next number, accept. Okay, and you have this as a typical window. Notice how it does appear to be a little bit larger than what you might be accustomed to, but you have two windows. You have the action area and what I call the inaction area. So anything that you see down here in the inaction area can be moved up to the action area. So what I do typically is I come in here and I move my description up here and basically to the right of the, just to the right or left, doesn't matter, of the vertical separator bar and let go. And now when you choose an account number, you have your description right there. So for me, speaking for myself, it's easier to verify that I've got the right description that when I'm scrolling across here than to avert my eyes and move down here. Okay. You also have the ability to resize your screens. Okay. I don't particularly care for full screen on everything I do. Sometimes it comes in handy, other times it doesn't. So you can just modify the size of your screen just by coming in down here and dragging up. You drag it down, whatever works best for you. So, but all the windows are highly customizable. So I'm going to cancel here. I'm going to show you the same thing in a sales order. Like that. Okay, so we don't have any data entry grids here, but when we get to the lines tab, we do have data entry grids here. So one thing that you may or may not find useful is description. Come in here, and so now I'm reading across. Do I have the right item code? Yes and no. That situation. Sometimes I like to have the unit of measure in there, so I'll go into unit of measure. So I know I'm dealing with eaches, or I ordered 12 eaches. I don't have any back ordered, and you have the unit price. So the bottom line is anything that you see down below that you think you would find more useful to your individual way of working can be moved up to the top and vice versa. Okay. And then another example might be in the purchase order module. Pull it up here. And so I'll go to purchase order entry here. And when I come over here, sometimes if I might be working on orders, what have I done? What have I received? Or something like that. So I'm going to come in here. Not only will I take the description and move it up here, but I also have quantity received. So quantity received. Okay. And sometimes quantity invoiced is useful to me. So I come in here and I may or may not want. So I don't want the back order. I just drag it down here and let it go type situation. So I can see what's the best view that's going to work for me depending on what I'm doing. Okay. These screens, all of these screens can be customized to suit your individual workflows and allow you to move around Sage a little bit better. Okay. Now we're going to go into what's nearest and dearest to my heart is keyboard commands. What happens is a lot of times when you get in a situation when you go keyboard, mouse, keyboard, mouse, keyboard, mouse, it's just way too much busy work at times. So the idea is the more you can keep your hands in on your keyboard, the more efficient your workflow will be. Now, this actually applies when you're dealing with a data entry environment. Now, if you're just surfing the net, you know that mouse is going to be part of your hand, everything. So, but if you're entering data, you're going to be keeping your hands on the keyboard as much as possible. So one of the very first things to look at is whenever you see something underlined. So I have my header tab has a 1 underline, 2 address, 3 lines, and 4 totals. So to move from one to the other, all I use is the Alt key and hit the 3. Hit whatever's underlined. Okay. And this is true. These are right here so far. Using this underline trick is a standard Windows command that can be used in any Windows program. Okay. If you ever see those underlines, that's what's happening. You can use Alt key along with whatever's underlined. Want to go to the totals tab, Alt 4. Okay. Down here at the bottom, when you're done, accept has the A underline, cancel has a C, delete has the D. So I can do Alt A. Okay. Now, your best friend in this program is this magnifying glass. So instead of clicking on the magnifying glass whenever you want to, whenever your cursor is in that field, hit the F2 button, and it's going to bring up your lookups. Okay. F2 is going to be by far your best friend in this entire program. Another thing that I do sometimes when I'm looking for, just looking for something, I may or may not know my PO number. After I hit F2, I'm going to hit the F4 key. And what does that do? It takes me down here. I'm searching by the purchase name and begins with, so I can say, and then just hit enter. And that's everything where the purchaser name does begins with those particular characters. I could always have come back and I can come back backwards. So I'm going to hit Shift Tab, and I've got a drop down here. Instead of begins with, if I happen to want contains, all I have to do is hit the letter C. Whenever you have a drop down, all you have to do is hit the first letter of whatever you are looking for, and it'll go to that. If you have more than one choice that begins with the same letter, let me see if I got something in here that has E. Okay, so I'm in here. I hit the letter E, it takes me to equal to. If I hit the letter E again, it takes me to ends with. Okay, so you don't have to go and type out a whole lot. Just hit the first letter, contains, and computer. I can spell it all out if I want. Helps if I spelled right. And then that's it. All the purchasing names that include the description that I typed in here. Okay, so now some people, if you live more by the vendor number, instead of hitting F4 to come down here, hit F3, and that automatically takes you down here to call it the PO number, and then you can just come in here, and then you're going to search by PO number. Any questions on that? Okay. F2 is your lookup. Now, the next thing you can do whenever you have a lookup, you do have the ability to customize all of your lookups. So you can come in here, click on custom, or the U is underlined. So I'll do Alt U, and I can type in a new description. Okay. Received. Billing doesn't count. I can come in here if I want to make this my default view. I can put a check mark in there. And in Windows environment, the keyboard command for the check mark is the space bar. Just hit the space bar, hit the space bar again, it turns it off. This happens to be what's called a logical answer field. Yes, no, on, off, up, down, left, right. So hit the space bar, and you're going to make this the default view. And then I'm going to go to the next page, Alt N. And so you can come in here and, what do you want to put in the column? Something ship to state, ship to code, whole 9 yards here, purchase city. Okay. And then I have to, now I am reverting to the mouse on this part. So purchase city, and then click on here. And this allows you to customize everything, to what you want, as long as you find the field over here. Many of you I know have user-defined fields. So even if the user-defined field is defined for this, whatever your lookup, purchase, or list, you will be able to add the user-defined fields to your custom lookup. Okay. So one of the things I'm going to finish this here and just come out of here. Now, a lot of times, when I'm speaking with people on the phone or anything like that, when you see me use the mouse, I am using the mouse more to benefit you as my customer, because I want you to see what I'm doing, and B, it's easier to follow what I'm doing when I'm doing it with the mouse, because the mouse does slow me down. So if I got cranking on keyboard commands, trust me, you would not be able to keep up with me. You would not be able to follow me. So I usually, when I'm in a presentation mode or if I'm in help mode, everything, the mouse is part of my hand on that perspective. But when I'm doing actually work, if you've asked me to design a report for you, if you asked me to solve a problem, reconciliation, or what have you, when I'm doing work on my own, I am a keyboard person all the way. Let me give you another example. Inventory management. Okay, go item maintenance. Okay, hit my F2, and then I'm going to go for custom training. My space bar, Alt N. Okay, and what do I want to see? Maybe I might want to see the extended description, calculate commission, category 1, 2, 3. Maybe I might not be using categories, so I'll get rid of it. Okay, and let's see here. Price code returns. Standard unit measurement is usually big. I'm coming over here. I'm double clicking on it. Backslash. Product link's already in there. Okay. Also, another thing, if I hit the letter S, I'm looking for standard. So sales promotion, no. Hit S again. Hit S again. Sales method, skip weight. Standard unit cost. Unit price. So I might going to go up here and click on my arrow here. Unit price. Last total unit cost, whatever I can do. But if you see it over here, you can move over here. And then all I have to do is do finish. I can do Alt F. And now I've come down here and I'm defaulting the training, and I've got everything that I asked to be put in here. And the nice thing is you can have multiple lookups designed, and you can flip back and forth to any of them as you deem appropriate. Okay. Like I said, the magnifying glass will be your best friend. If you ultimately decide that keyboard commands are just not for you, that's fine. Remember the F2 function, because that will be your best friend in this program. Things like the flashlight, it's F3. And if you put your cursor on it, this says the keyboard command is Alt L, but also it works if you do F3. Okay. And maybe dinosaurs like me, you're the only ones that know about that part. Another one that will be useful to you will be whenever you're looking for the next number. Let's think of purchase order entry. And I'm looking for the next number. You've got this next purchase order number key right here. The keyboard command for that is Alt X, as in next. Okay. And then you can just move on for there. A date field, if you want to bring the calendar up, also hit F2, and that's going to bring up your pop-up calendar. Okay. Now, if you're interested in dealing with keyboard commands or learning more about keyboard commands, come down here to any help, any question mark. Shift F1 does it, the help, but come in here, and it doesn't matter what the subject is. Just choose a subject. Okay. And Sage knowledge base, so on and so forth, index. They changed this on me. Okay. For what's worth, I have the latest and greatest version of Sage in here. Okay, probably would help if I had tested this out. This is the 2024 version, but and I'll find out about this and everything. I can reach out on that part of it, but usually the idea is to come in here, go to help, and you'll see. Here we go. Thinking about it. Okay, this is what I was hoping to see here. Navigating through the software. So choose your help topic, navigating through the software, and keyboard and button navigation. And you'll find all the keyboard commands listed here. Okay. And back when I first started using the keyboard commands, and they're down, they'll add one new one. So what I always tell people is you can print out, click on the printer, you can print out your own private little cheat sheet to use this to help get you more comfortable. And I admit, initially, if you're not accustomed to this, you might find it a little awkward, but I can almost promise you that if you stick with it and just make the effort to try to get in there, you'll be second nature to you as you use it more and more and more. I came from the DOS days of Sage, back when it was called Mass 90. And when they introduced the Windows version right around 2000, 1999, maybe 2000, I hated it because I took away all my stuff. But I figured out the how to deal with the command center like that. I made the conscious decision I was going to learn them. So I put the keyboard out of reach one day and decided, okay, I'm going to do this. And I was much more comfortable within a couple hours. And by the end of the day, I felt like I was an old pro at this. Okay. The other thing I wanted to mention to you, when you're on a topic and you do go to your help, notice you have a lot of choices here. Okay. So if you have, okay, how do I add a new vendor? How do I do process deposits paid to the vendor? So you just click on this, and then it really changed this around on me. Other app list. Okay, so I just I go to index, type in deposit, and then here's everything that has deposits in there. Hope this is making sense to you. And then the last thing I wanted to cover, hopefully I'm not embarrassing myself too much on some of this stuff. I'm going to come out of here. I'm going to come back over here. And on your main page, sometimes if anybody's been involved with doing crystal reports or customizing reports or just wanted to find out something here, you can use Sage resources. When you log into Sage, this is automatically your default page. I come down here to file layouts and program information. And I go to file layouts myself. And let's say I want to go to accounts payable. And listed here will be all of the tables that are available in accounts payable. And I'm going to come down here to open invoice, let's say. And now here's all the fields that are available to me. So if I need anything, I need to research something or come in here, I spend a lot of time in here. If you don't spend much time in terms of concerning yourself with custom reports, a lot of people like to just engage Oasis to customize a report or something, or using Sage Intelligence. Then they just engage with us to it. But if you have a mind to do it on your own, then this is going to be a great place to come to. Okay, so I'm going to open up for questions now. Let me see if we have nothing in chat. If you have any questions, just open up your chat and feel free to type them in there. There's no such thing as a bad question. No questions? Okay. Jim, okay. You want to type your question in here or want me to okay, view. Okay. Okay, Jim. You want to ask a question?
The chat seems to be disabled from my view.
Oh, okay, Jill. I'm sorry, I said Jim. My apologies.
No worries.
Is everybody else experiencing that? I haven't had any problems with the chat before. Okay, Misty's apparently having the same problem. Okay. So let me see what I can do to help you out on this part. Okay. No, I don't see anything in here. Okay, so I tell you what, if you raise your hand or something like that, I'll just basically unmute you. I'm not sure how to unmute everybody at one time. I'll allow you to ask your question. Joe, you still wanted to ask your question? Because I show you can talk.
Yes. Okay, I didn't know whether you could still hear me or not, but could you show me again how to get to those codes, the list of codes? I was having a hard time following and getting my system to do that.
Okay, the list of the keyboard commands?
Yes.
Okay, so come in here. I'm going to come back in here. And let me shut that one down. Okay, so I'm going to close this down. Okay, so for the list of keyboard commands, you can be anywhere in the program. Accounts receivable, okay, customer maintenance. Okay. and click on the question mark. Shift F1 takes you there. Choose a subject. It doesn't matter. Just choose a subject. Okay. Then you're going to see navigating through the software.
So I just see so I was kind of trying to follow you. I went into customer maintenance. I just see the customer maintenance window. I don't see it move to this, what I see on the Zoom meeting now.
Okay. When you're in the customer maintenance window, you don't see the question mark in the bottom right-hand corner.
I actually did the shortcut, but okay, when I click the question mark, I get a little bit of a little window that says recalculate aging, recalculate customer high balances. Yes, that's what I see.
Choose any of those topics.
Oh, choose any of them.
Yeah. Okay. And it's going to open up a window that looks like this here.
There we go.
Okay. You'll see navigating through the software and then keyboard and button navigation.
Yes. Got it. Thank you.
Okay. And like I said, I just, when I got started on this, I just print it out and I use it as my own private little cheat sheet.
Yep. That'd be great. Thank you.
My pleasure. Any other? Here we go. Kelly, chat networking. I went to Q&A. Test the transactions you have entered before posting. I need a little bit more information on this, Kelly. Can you show how to test the transactions you have entered before posting or running reports? Okay, if I'm thinking this is when you get ready to run a register and post a register. Okay, so I'll go to like a sales journal here. I don't have any data in here, but you choose your batch, and it's going to be a bad choice. So let's try cash receipts journal. Okay, everything's batch oriented here. Okay, let me just kind of do one real quickly here. Sure, I have batches turned on here. Nope. Okay. So if you want to look at it instead of printing out like that, click on preview, and then that will allow you to see your register and view it before you actually decide to run it. Now, here's a one word of caution: when you click on preview, you are disconnecting from paperless office. So when you preview, your document will never ever go to paperless office. And if there's a problem, some these research, paperless office will be useful in that regard. Only by clicking on print will your document go to paperless office. Then it'll preview it for you in Adobe, and you can decide if you want to update it and say yes or no. Did that answer your question? Correcting a payment made to the wrong invoice. Yes. What I would do is and think of it this way. Another thing that you can do is if you're doing accounts payable and you're in the check printing electronic payment, go to check and electronic payment maintenance. Okay, so let me move this out of the way here. Okay, so that way, if you click the flashlight here, F3, remember, you'll see a list of all the payments that you had selected, and then you will call up the one you want and then change it or not. So let me kind of expand on that a little bit. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to change my date. Let's see, 05/31/25. And so I'll come in here, like invoice payment selection. Come over here to select. Really? Okay. Here we go. And then you just come in here. Another key little trick is if you want to select multiple invoices, hold your control key down and just start clicking away. Well, sorry about that. Just come in here. They changed it on this new version here. Boom, boom. Okay, so now when I click OK, and when you're coming out of select, do not click on proceed. I'm sure many of you have gotten this already. When you click on proceed, you're going to execute this area down here. So after you come out of select, just go to your printer. Okay, and preview it. There's everything that I've selected. And come out of here. And I'm going to say no for the moment. And if you come right down here, the payment maintenance, and you click the flashlight, now you have a list of everything that's been selected. And I just come in here to, let's say, all climate maintenance, get past my pop-ups, and you can edit here. I'm only pay a portion of the invoice. Choose not to add to pay an invoice, add an invoice, and then go from there. Okay. So Kelly, did that? I hope that answered your question. AR first step is to print the invoice. Yeah, or you can preview the invoice when you go to the quick print and preview the invoice. You get an idea of it without killing the paper. Yes. The answer is yes on the for canceling. A lot of times, what I do is I preview and I see what I want. I say, hey, it's not what I want, so I will just close out of it and go back into the sales order and then fix whatever I need to fix. There's a setting in sales order options that when you close out of the preview or the print window, I use quick print a lot. It'll take you back to the same sales order or invoice. And that's a setting in sales order options. Any other question? Did I answer your question? Okay. I apologize for keeping you over a little bit. Hope everybody found this useful. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. And you can reach out to me, dstjohn@oasisky.com, or you can reach out to the help desk and they can route it to any of the consultants that we have. So I thank you for your attention. And see here, do I have him? Oh, I'm sorry, I got some more. Moving credit balance to other invoices is tricky for me. I'm going to try that. So credit balances from invoices in AR. Okay, moving credit balances around cannot be done from the invoice data entry. You'd have to do that through. I usually do it through cash receipts. If I'm going to apply a portion of a credit memo to an invoice, then I do it through cash receipts using an apply function, something like that. Okay, last chance for questions. Okay, again, everybody, thank you for your attention. Thank you for attending. And if you have any additional questions, please feel free to reach out.